Hello thriller fans. Today we are going through a 2018 crime thriller movie called Ratsasan, which has a whopping 8.7 stars on IMDb. Ratsasan is a Tamil word which means demon. Without any further delay, let's get into the story. The movie starts with the dead body of a schoolgirl being discovered. The killer has plucked out her eyes and executed her mercilessly. On the other side, we see Arun, who is an aspiring filmmaker writing a script on psychopaths. But every producer he meets rejects his script as the story is too dark. Usually, people prefer to watch a light-hearted movie over a dark-themed one, and hence the producers don't want to gamble their money by making Arun's movie. After struggling for months with no luck and running out of money, he succumbs to joining the police force. Actually, Arun's father was a police officer who died on duty, so Arun was offered his position. With the support of his brother-in-law, who is also a police officer, he prepares and clears the police exam and joins the same branch as him. He starts living with his brother-in-law's family, where we see Arun's sister and his niece named Ammu. Ammu is bad at studies and takes Arun's help for forging her parents' signature on her report card. She also takes him to school, pretending that he is her dad. There he gets to meet her teacher Viji, but they are caught in the act and Ammu's father changes her to another school which is known for its strictness. Meanwhile, another schoolgirl, victim number 2, gets kidnapped and her parents find a gift box hanging down their pet's neck, in which we see a doll's mutilated head with cuts and eyes plucked out. When investigating, Arun finds that the cuts made on the doll's face are identical with the cuts on victim number 1's face. He suspects that it's the same killer and comes up with a theory which he puts in front of ACP Lakshmi. He explains that only psychopaths are known to leave some kind of symbol or impression on their victims, and they like the attention in the form of fear which attaches with their name. He also mentions about the pattern that victim number 1 was found dead 2 days after the kidnapping, and it's the second day after kidnapping of victim number 2. They should hurry, else it won't be long before they find her dead too. Lakshmi takes Arun's words very lightly and mocks him for creating imaginary stories. She tells him that if his theories were to be true, why didn't they find a similar gift box for victim number 1? Right then, they get a call about a dead schoolgirl's body being found. They take the body for autopsy. Meanwhile, Arun visits the hostel of victim number 1 and learns from her roommate that someone had left her a gift after she was kidnapped. Arun's theory is right, it's the same killer. When the autopsy report for victim number 2 arrives, Arun consults the doctor with the autopsy report of victim number 1. The doctor supports Arun's theory that in fact it's the same killer because the cut made on the body of both victims are identical. Cut to a school scene where we see a girl with speech disorder. Teacher Viji has helped her with a hearing aid which has the feature to record sound and do speech training. Outside the school, Viji notices that girl taking an auto, and soon that girl goes missing, victim number 3. It's the second day after kidnap and the schoolgirl's body has been found. Right then, Viji recalls that the auto which victim number 3 had taken has a red star drawn on the back. She informs Arun, who finds out that auto and arrests the driver. Through investigation, he finds out that the driver gets paid to pick schoolgirls and drop them at a teacher's home named Inbaraj, who exploits and takes sexual advantage of the girls in return for passing them in the examination. When Arun and his team reach Inbaraj's home, they find victim number 3's school bag there. Inbaraj isn't home, but seeing his photograph, Arun's brother-in-law tells him that it's Ammu's teacher. That's the new school where Ammu was admitted. They rush to the school. Meanwhile, we see Inbaraj is exploiting Ammu in the classroom because she has scored less in the tests. Arun reaches right on time and makes a blank fire to scare Inbaraj and beats him bad. That's when Inbaraj reveals that he has been exploiting schoolgirls but he hasn't kidnapped anyone. He narrates what happened on that day. He brought victim number 3 to home to give some notes. When offering juice, she caught him mixing some kind of a tablet and ran away from there. After which, he found a gift box and never saw the girl again. He also tries to escape police custody holding a cop hostage when Arun shoots Inbaraj in self-defense and he dies. Meanwhile, Ammu gets kidnapped from her birthday party and Arun's family finds a gift box left on the compound wall of their home. 2 days later, they find Ammu's body in the trunk of the car. During all this, Arun is suspended for inquiry of Inbarad's death. But he doesn't stop his investigation. Through a conversation with Viji, he learns that she had gifted victim number 3 with a hearing aid which has recording feature for speech therapy. He rushes to the autopsy center and finds the remains, the items of victim number 3, and gets the hearing aid. He hears a piano being played on it, a unique composition which he has never heard before. He takes help of a radio station pretending to conduct a contest where the one who tells him about the music will be the winner. One of the callers tells him that she has heard the same music in her school's annual day program. Arun reaches the school and goes through the video footage of the annual day. He finds the same music tune being played on a magic show performed by Annabella George. Through more investigation, he finds out the common link between all the murders was that there was a function conducted in the school before the girls were kidnapped. He finds out that through the magic show, Annabella picks a volunteer and grows friendly with them, stalks them, and then kidnaps them. He alerts all the schools in the city and finds out one school where there was a magic show conducted recently. He reaches there and sees the video of the function. He comes to know about a girl who was chosen by Annabelle as the volunteer and suspects she would be kidnapped next. He goes to her class and gives a speech about women's safety and asks all girls to save his number for emergency. He specifically targets that girl and makes a call from her cell phone to get her number. With help of his police friend, he starts following her after school, but due to restricted visibility, they lose trail and that girl gets kidnapped. Victim number 5. Cut to Annabelle's location. She is playing a piano when victim number 5 gains consciousness. She makes an excuse of going to the restroom and calls Arun from there. He reaches the location alerting Annabelle, who flees away. Victim number 5 is saved. He finds a family photograph and recalls seeing it from the research he had done to write his film story. The news article dates back to a decade, mentioning murder. Arun reaches out to the investigating police officer of that case, who is now retired. The retired officer narrates the story about Annabelle, whose real name is Mary Fernandez. After the death of Mary's husband, she started doing magic shows. Her son Christopher had progeria, a genetic disorder of deformity, due to which he was bullied a lot at school. But a girl named Sophie became his friend. Sophie had gifted him a doll on his birthday. Yes, the same kind of doll whose mutilated head is found in the gift boxes. Soon, Christopher fell in love with her, but she didn't accept his love proposal. She told him that his genetic disorder makes him unfit to have physical relationship, and the news spread like fire in the school, leading to more bullying. Sophie stopped talking to Christopher, but he kept following her everywhere. One fine evening, Mary approached Sophie and gave her a gift box inside which we see the mutilated head of the same doll which she had gifted Christopher on his birthday. After which, Sophie was found dead and the police arrested Mary. After being released from prison, Mary and Christopher were reported dead in a car accident. Even the retired police officer is shocked to learn that Mary is still alive. Arun thanks the retired officer for the information and leaves to alert the police. After some time, Arun gets a call from the retired police officer asking him to come home as he has found a clue. But before Arun makes it, Mary kills the retired officer. Yes, things start to get personal now. When the police arrive at the scene, they find Arun there. On the orders of ACP Lakshmi, the police hold Arun in custody because he is continuing to investigate even after suspension. In the police station, he asks a constable's help to see the photographs which are to be dropped at the forensics. He notices a bloody handprint with 6 fingers. On the photos, he checks the hand of the retired officer. He has 5 fingers. He checks the photo of Mary. She too has 5 fingers. But then comes the revelation. It turns out that Christopher has 6 fingers and he has been using Mary's identity as a cover. That's what the retired officer wanted to inform. Cut to the flashback. Mary was one who gave the gift box to Sophie, but it was Christopher who killed her. When Mary was arrested, Christopher saw fear on people's face and that made him feel strong. He only attacks schoolgirls because of the heartbreak Sophie gave him. Back to the present. Christopher is making things personal. Arun gets a call from Vijay who tells him that some kind of old guy came to her home and attacked her. It's Christopher. She somehow saved herself but he kidnapped her niece. Arun informs Lakshmi that they have been chasing the wrong person all the while. The real killer is Christopher, but Lakshmi is angry on Arun that even after being suspended, he's still working on the case. She orders the constable to handcuff Arun, but the constable handcuffs Lakshmi instead and tells Arun to save the girl somehow. With the help of the police friend, he tracks down Christopher, who is nearby the autopsy facility. For backup, Arun calls the doctor who performs the autopsy for help. Christopher distracts the cop with a magic trick and kills him. Meanwhile, the girl escapes and comes closer to the autopsy facility. The doctor finds her and takes her inside. Christopher follows them and kills the doctor. He starts showing magic tricks to the girl when Arun notices bubble coming out of the facility. He enters and confronts Christopher. He finds out that Christopher is not as weak as he looks and uses his magic tricks as a weapon to attack Arun. Arun knows the mentality of a psychopath. He provokes Christopher by uttering the same words which kids at school used to bully him. Christopher gets disturbed and attacks Arun, taking advantage of which Arun kills him and saves the girl. Cut to the hospital where Arun is admitted and the TV news shows the case of Christopher. Right then, Arun gets a call from the film producer who tells him that the psycho killer story is in trend now and he would like to make a movie on his script. The movie ends there.